Hey guys, welcome to NAMI Virginia's Facebook tutorial part one. This is really an intro to how you might set up a Facebook page or maybe take over an existing Facebook page and want to make sure it's ready to roll and you know the basics of how to use Facebook. Today we have Jessica from NAMI Coastal, who is amazing at it, as well as Sarah Schmatz, our communication leader here at NAMI Virginia, and we're just excited to share some information with you. Take it away, Jessica.
All right, thank you, Sarah and Sarah. So right now, what you guys probably hopefully see on my screen is just Facebook, right? So this is what it looks like when you log in. So Facebook pages for your affiliate are connected to your personal account. So they're not really their own thing that you can log into. You have to have a personal Facebook account, and you can make one just for like NAMI. Like you can make your name NAMI whatever, log on, create the page. But you do have to have a personal Facebook account to log into your page. So where you will find this is over here on the left-hand side. It'll have shortcuts under here, and the frequency with which you use your page, it'll probably pop up under there. But you want to go ahead and click on pages. And then anything that you manage will come up. So we already have one. I'm already a manager on it. So it pops up right here for NAMI Coastal. If you don't have one, or if you don't have access to one, you can go right over here and click create new page. And it walks you through just really brief basics, make it your affiliate name, all that good stuff. And Facebook recently updated itself in that it has way more easy to follow step-by-step directions. So you kind of have some guidance there built in from Facebook to make sure that you have everything set up for just like optimal exposure and ease of use. So I'm going to go ahead and click on our NAMI Coastal. And so it popped up down here that I'm interacting as NAMI Coastal. So now anything I do on this page will come up as NAMI Coastal, not as Jessica. So if little tip before I go into all of the things, if you have been used to the old Facebook platform and managing your page on that, there's this nice little thing over here that says you can switch to the classicfacebook.com for 48 hours to manage your page. And from experience, it lets you do it a couple of times. And I will say that I do it sometimes. I'm familiar with where other stuff is, but I'm getting used to change, and I'm trying to embrace Facebook for what it has done, and, we're in this together. We got this. So just some basics right off the bat. As you'll see at the top here, there's this nice big cover photo. This is a space we use it, for right now, it's just kind of a general thing, but like leading up to NAMI Walks, we had a whole NAMI Walks cover photo. If there's a big event or a big program that you have coming on, you can use it for that because it stays at the top of your page and it's also shareable. So to edit that, you would click on this little edit button. So you can choose from photos that you already have, choose from videos you already have, which is kind of cool. You can make it a video. You can create a slideshow, or you can upload a photo, and that's what I usually do just because I make new ones. So when you hit upload photo, it'll come up, and just like, please don't judge my lack of file organization right now, but it'll come up here and you will be able to find wherever your photo is, upload it. And so when you click on it, we just put our basic information in here. So we just have our URL, our contact information, all of that jazz. And it's just readily accessible up there. So like our NAMI Walks header, right? It had all of this pertinent information on it, and then we used this as just a really big descriptor. Now where this is different from just a basic post, and we'll get in more to like post etiquette and tips and tricks in a second tutorial, but where this is different from that is this is like a whole wall of text, and nobody's going to read that just on their news feed. But if anybody's scrolling through our photos or they happen to see it on their news feed and want to read it, they can, because this is going to be up for way longer in a more permanent position than a post would be. So this is kind of, you have some leeway here. Like before that, Minority Mental Health Month, basic things. So really it's just kind of, I like to think of it as just like a billboard. Anything that you want to have up here for a longer period of time, do that, put it there. So I'm going to go on over to the settings really quickly, because that, as you'll see, it's going to have you go to Business Suite, or suggest that you go to Business Suite. There's a lot of new options now for how you want to manage your page. I'm going to show you today the basics that are already just like right on here, so we don't have to have 8 billion tabs open and navigate a bunch of new things. So over here, as you'll see on the left-hand side, we've got a nice little condensed menu. It'll show you your inbox of comments and shares. Resources and tools are really just like Facebook suggestions to you. So if you're like ever feeling like, I don't really know, what could I be doing more? If you click on resources and tools, it just has all these suggestions for things you can do, right? So it's like here, put a FAQ in, keep yourself informed, all that good stuff. This is really only a section if you've got like a lot of free time and want to. I genuinely have not clicked on any of this stuff in there, so it is up to you. So I'm going to skip over some of these things real quick and just go to edit page info, because this is really where the basic stuff is. And I do absolutely love how Facebook has streamlined this, because before, when you hit on page info, there was like a gazillion different categories and it was super confusing and it just like all wasn't in one space. Now it is, and now it's super like easy to do. And again, they give you suggestions. So the name, and when you click on stuff, you'll see like nice little descriptors come down. So if you ever, and I'm trying not to speed through this, but if there's ever like uncertainty or like it's overwhelming, if you just click on stuff, it has a nice little reminder sentence for you, which I use also frequently. So the name is what you want the page to look at, to be about. Ours is NAMI Coastal. And then the username is going to be what also is your URL. So like you can tell people to go to facebook.com/NAMI Coastal Virginia or / whatever your affiliate is. And then the description, this has a limit of 255 characters, which is so difficult to stay within for me personally. But this is really just a basic short summary, a blurb. We borrow heavily from NAMI Virginia or NAMI National for our descriptions, because most of the people at our affiliate, me, are long-winded in our descriptions, and like it's really difficult to really hone in. So feel free. The one thing that I also love about being an affiliate of such a marvelous organization is we can borrow each other's words, and I do it frequently. So if you guys see anything familiar, yes, I've stolen it 1000%. And that's great, and that's okay. So moving down to categories. So ours are nonprofit organization and community service. Previously, I think they had a list that you can choose from. So we're technically not a mental health service, so that's why we don't have that tag up there. And we've kind of considered it a little bit, but I know that we are not mental health services. We can't be billed for that, so I wouldn't want there to be any confusion there. So we just stick with nonprofit and community service, because while you can type in any category you want, it doesn't let you just like have them in there willy-nilly. So if you wanted to put in like community mental health and that doesn't exist on Facebook, which it doesn't, it won't let you tag it. So it's kind of like the basics here. So then we go down to contact information, and you can say, if you don't have a phone number, you can put that. Don't have an email, don't have a website, you can elect to have those out of there. Your physical location, if you don't have one, again, you can click not to have it. And before, I think Facebook would like ding you for not having these. Like it got kind of angry and made everything red. So now it doesn't. But it's really cool because now you can have additional location details, which, as you can see, I've neglected to fill out. So I know that some affiliates don't have a physical location. There might be a PO box or something. And so if you don't have a physical office, but you do have a mailing address, you can click, no, we don't have a physical location. Does your page travel to its customers? No, ours doesn't. And can you buy goods or services online? You can donate to us. We don't really have anything to buy. So it just gets there's just a little bit more specificity, especially if you're getting questions and confusion, because I know we have gotten some messages before of people asking, if our online support groups were actually physical locations. So it just kind of clears some of that up. I think this part's really cool. We haven't done it yet either, just because I'm always afraid of like narrowing down our audience, but you can select like cities or regions to define what your service area is. So ours would be Southside Hampton Road. So I might put in here Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, all of that. While we're mostly online right now, I personally don't know that I'm going to fill this in, just because we are open to not just people in the state, but really anybody, any NAMI anywhere, and being that we're not huge, I like to give us as much range as possible. So sometimes specifics are great if you want to keep it specific to a targeted audience, but if you want your stuff to be just out there, like I do, then feel free to leave this blank. Totally up to you and what kind of responses you want to be getting. So the hours, ours have selected hours because we do have a physical office. And this also is the hours of our helpline. So our open hours, while, we don't have like appointments or, support groups in person, we've tailored our hours to be, this is the time that people are in the office and are going to be answering phones and are going to be on Facebook and answering, emails, messages, whatever. Again, that's totally up to you. And there's some leeway here. You can have no hours available. So like there won't even be this section on your page. You can say that you're always open if you're, always responsive. If you permanently close, which I hope you don't, then you can click this, but that shouldn't be an issue for anybody. So that is just my suggestion, is that make your open hours the time that there's going to be somebody responding to somebody, and also give yourself boundaries, because I had them way later. I had them from like 9 to 9, and I would get Facebook messages at 8:30 p.m. and I wasn't actually on there. So yeah, just keep them like that. This section is great if you have any service changes. So if you do have in-person stuff, and I know that this was really a response to COVID. So like if you had in-person stuff, or if you had people in the office but now you don't, you can select these options, right? And it'll say, only online services, or you can say other changes, whatever it is that you want people to know about your office. And ours is operating as usual, so I'm going to leave that clicked because apparently it won't let me unclick it. So our privacy policy, this is a thing that is like already in there. I've not done this. So Facebook puts this in here for you. And if you have a specific privacy policy, you can change this and put your own link in there. I'm not going to, because it's there, it's written, it's probably what it needs to be. Totally fine with it.
I'm going to just pipe in there, because if you're a Model B, you do need to follow NAMI Virginia's privacy policy, which we do have from COVID, and that is on our website under public documents. So definitely Model Bs, you guys need to do this. Model As, as a 501c3, you can make your own decision. You can use Facebook's normal one, or you can use one that you've had approved by your board, or whatever you want to do.
Yep. So that's there. And again, you can just delete this and put in the URL to the document or the section on whichever page. The impressum, this is optional and don't worry about it. Effectively, don't worry about it. It's mainly for other countries and required by law, business law, in, as you can see, Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. And we are none of those things. So this section, is also optional, but we put this in here because while we don't have, products, we do have services. And so we just felt that this was a really good place. And I know that we're going to update this a little bit, but this is a good space to kind of talk about the basics of what you have. So like we need to add that we have online stuff. We have educational opportunities, advocacy, whatever it is. You can also really just put in a link to either NAMI Virginia's program descriptions. You can put a link to your own program descriptions. This is just an optional section where there's only benefit for you in having another space where there's more information that's not just like in the way. So we also have additional information, which says NAMI Virginia Beach, and we're not that anymore.
Uh-oh.
So additional information, this is kind of where we elaborated on our shorter description because the limit is 10,000 characters. So this is where, and just FYI, this used to be in a totally different place, and I don't even remember where it was, but that's why this is nice to look through sometimes, because as you can see, sometimes if stuff has been updated, there's a lot of places to update it on websites and Facebook, and this is a great thing to just run through. But the additional information section is where you can be as long-winded as you want, because all of these things are going to be under their own little tabs on your Facebook page. So it's not like somebody's going to come to your page and see just like essay after essay after essay. This is under the information where people actually have to click to find it. So whatever you want to put here, do that. Price range. Oh, nice. So price range, used to only have these options, but ours is going to be not applicable because we don't charge for things. And you can hook up your other account here, which I also need to do. But yeah, so really this page info is your basic backbones. And again, I am a huge fan that Facebook has put this streamlined and all in one space. So ultimately, like beyond posting and putting up your, cover photo and Facebook profile picture, like this, if you want to end it, like if you want this to be it, like please go for it. Now I'm going to go to settings really quickly because there is, some important stuff in here. But I'm going to scroll down real quick and just show you first what's super important is this page roles section. So if you are running through this tutorial and in charge of the Facebook page, you are already a page admin, right? So you already presumably have access. If not, if you've created the page, that also makes you an admin. So what page roles are how people can also manage your page. So like right now for NAMI Coastal, it is just me. I'm also in the process of volunteering people that they're also going to be added onto here, but the page roles is where you give people access. So you can type in somebody's name. Let's see if she comes up. Yes, she does. So what you can do is you can type in somebody's name, and they don't have to be your friend. So literally only the first person on this list is actually one of my friends on Facebook. So it'll bring up other people that are available. You don't have to be connected to them. So I put in Jen Williams, and hopefully she'll accept my invite because I did this on the last Facebook tutorial and she didn't. So over here, you can change what type of role they have. So if I gave her admin privileges, then she can manage everything. That admin privileges are like top tier. You can do all the things. You can delete the page, every single thing. I know she doesn't want admin privileges, so I'm not going to do that. So editor privileges are like a step down. You can publish things, you can send messages, respond to comments as the page, all of these things. But there's certain like important settings that you can't do. So you can't delete the page. You can't make huge changes to like some of the more intricate page roles and stuff. You also can't manage page roles. So it's just like less responsibility. It's a comfortable level of responsibility.
It's also just, while we have a minute, it's good because if you've got like a couple volunteers, a couple affiliates are using volunteers to do their social media, editors can't remove other admins, but admins can remove other admins. So it's kind of nice to put people in an editor category, but editors can't give anybody else access as admin or as any level. So you need a couple admin. And you want to make sure that you definitely transition that as you move away from being a more active person on your Facebook page.
Yeah, and it won't, if you try to delete all the admins, it won't let you. Like you have to have one. So if that is your role, then congratulations. And just switch it over. So, moderator, advertiser, analyst, custom, like those are not needed. If you need to customize it, go for it. But really, admin and editor are the only two that you're going to need. So when you hit add, it'll pop up and ask you for your Facebook password, which I don't remember off the top of my head, so I'm not going to make you watch me struggle with that. But then they would pop up under here. So right now it's me, admin, and then it would say Jen Williams or whoever as editor. So as you see, when I hit edit, so there needs to be at least one admin on this page. So I can't remove myself. I can't do any of this. Editors can remove themselves. You can request to have yourself removed from the page. But other than that, that's an admin privilege. And so then up here, it's just a quick jump to section, but they're all right here. So this is...
Anybody's wondering, when you are added as admin or editor, it will pop up as one of your notifications. And it will say, you've been added as an admin or editor. Do you want to accept?
Yeah.
And so I've had that experience too with some affiliates where they don't see it and it falls too low in their notifications. So just make sure to check soon.
Yep. That is a fact. And then also if you remove yourself or you get removed, it also sends you a notification. So it's not just like, oh, I have no access anymore. So yeah. So we're in page settings right now. So general settings, all right, I will tell you the ones that we pay most attention to are general settings, messaging. We've already gone through the page info, and page roles. And that's about it. The rest of this is just extra, and it's great if you're into it. So the general settings are general, and you can do these as you see fit. So, page visibility, is it published or not? Should you ever need to take your page down for any reason, you can hit page unpublished, and then it will still be available for you to access and edit, but it just won't be visible to the general public if for any reason that needs to happen. For visitor posts, we do allow visitors to post to our page. We allow pictures and videos, but we also have review posts before they're posted checked. So what that means is if somebody types in, not a comment on a post that we've made, but if somebody tries to make their own post onto our wall, which I don't even know if it's called that anymore, if they try to make their own post, it can't just be up there, right? So, we try to hope and assume the best of people, but if somebody wanted to put something harmful or, radical on there, it would give us a notification first to say you have a post awaiting review, and we can either review it or, deny it.
Right. And the key there is just that, social media is social. So we post something wanting people to engage with us. So we make it easy for them to comment and share and tag. But some people and, some settings out there are just trying to promote commercials and crap and maybe say something, really inflammatory, but that's highly unusual for organizations like ours where we're doing really good work. But you do want to be careful, and that is always a good practice.
Yep. And so really, if that's not something that you want to deal with, you can hit disable posts by other people on this page, and that will not limit people from still being able to share and comment on your stuff. It will just limit people being able to go and make their own willy-nilly thing. And I will be honest, I don't think we've had anybody make their own visitor posts on our page in like months. or maybe like upwards, because it's difficult to find now on the new pages. It's difficult to kind of find how to do that as a visitor. So like,
I don't think it's very common anymore.
it's really not.
I think most organizations want it to be sort of one directional, in terms of what content is shared, but how we talk about that content is open for discussion.
Yep. So this is just that little section. So post and short story sharing. If you have been on Facebook or Instagram, the stories are the things that pop up at the very top now, and you click on them. They're like little slideshows. They're brief, from every person. So it's not like they're making pages, post down your page. They're like a little thing at the top. So again, we have allow sharing to stories clicked because, like Sarah mentioned, we do want people to interact with our stuff and we want people to share our stuff. So what that means is people can click on our posts and events and hit share to their stories. I don't really see a downside to having this clicked. It allows for more interaction, more visibility, and allows for people to take our stuff and show it to other people, which is what we ultimately want. So audience optimization, we don't have that clicked because we don't need it. It just allows for targeting and ability to restrict the audience for your post. We don't want to do that. We want this information spread widely as possible. So that's not even a thing we think about. So for messages, there's more over here as you see advanced messaging. There's more options over there, but this is just whether or not you want people to be able to message your page. If you don't have somebody that will be able to be checking Facebook messages and notifications and responding to them in a reasonable manner, just turn this off. People will message the page. We have people messaging our page, and I'll show you again in advanced messaging where you can have kind of like an away message or an automatic message that comes up. But if you don't have somebody, or you don't want to have another avenue to have to check, another inbox to have to check, then you can just turn this off and people won't be able to message your page, and they will have to just contact you with your contact information. Again, totally up to you. So tagging, can people tag our photos and videos? So this means that if we post a picture or a video, we have it unchecked, so nobody can go in the picture and tag their friend in it or tag themselves in it. And we just have that unchecked because we don't want not that we think a million random people are going to love our stuff so much that they want it to show up in their photos, but we just, don't have it, especially if when we do publish videos with our volunteers and stuff in them, if they don't want it to be linked to them and somebody's like, oh, you're in this video, and like, not that they wouldn't want it linked to them, but you know what I mean? Like, people have different levels of social media privacy, so we just have this off. It would also be another thing that we would have to regulate and check all the time, and we don't want to do that. We try to eliminate as many of those areas as possible. Others tagging this page, yes, great, please do it. We have both of these things checked because this means that people can literally just tag us in stuff. So it doesn't necessarily pop up as one of our posts, but it gives us a notification that they've posted it, we've been tagged in it, and if it's something that we want to share, we can share it directly from there. So this is also a really cool way that we've been notified of things happening in the community, or when we have like little contests, like we just had Positive Pumpkins and stuff, people can upload a photo and tag NAMI Coastal Virginia. It'll pop up in our notifications and we can share it. So this is another way that people can access us and connect with us on their own pages. So country restrictions available to everybody, age, everybody, page moderation. Here is where you can, if you want to get specific, you can add words and phrases to block. So like if somebody types in like bananagrams and you don't like bananagrams, then they will be blocked from posting to your page. We don't do this just because, like Sarah mentioned, there's not been an incident in which we've needed to utilize this type of filter. There's never been any hate or anything like that. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but it's not been an issue so strong that we needed to worry about this. But we do have our profanity filtered as strong, and that just, eliminates people from coming on here and cussing us out or using foul language, which I think is, the best boundary kind of to have for us. So similar page suggestions, I have this checked because why not? People will see our page. If you've ever been on a different page and seen you might like this or page suggestions, that's what this is. And we certainly want to show up in that because we want everybody to like us. Page updates, fine. When information's updated on the page, it will make a little post or notify people that follow the page that we've updated our hours or we've updated our cover photo. We also have this on just because, again, that's kind of like free real estate. If we change something, it makes a post, and that's one more reminder that our page exists and that we've changed something and people can click on it. Post in multiple languages, translate automatically. The rest of this is just kind of really specific. Comment ranking, most relevant comments, that's just the default now. If you ever need to download your page for any reason, you can do that here. You can merge duplicate pages, and I will be fully honest, I've been kind of scared to do this. I've never had to do this, but if your affiliate has an older page and you don't have access to it, or you don't want to, mess with it, you just want to start from scratch, you can merge the duplicate pages, so then people from that page will come to this one instead. It will be kind of rerouted. There won't be two anymore. That is like a very specific scenario that you may need to use. Up to you.
That's actually probably something a lot of our affiliates may need at some point, and I might pass that to them as a little tip very soon, because there are quite a few affiliates with multiple Facebooks out there.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's cool. And what I do like about it is, like, I know it's kind of frustrating when you've made a Facebook page that, like, say we made facebook.com/NAMI Coastal Virginia, but we don't have access to it anymore. We don't use it anymore. Then if we wanted to make a new page, we couldn't make it facebook.com/NAMI Coastal Virginia because that already exists. But by merging the pages, you can then have it be that. So it wouldn't have to be like NAMI Coastal Virginia 1 or like, something creative like that. So this is where you would do that. And this, I know it does walk you through it. So yeah. And then should you ever need to delete your page, that's where this is. But, and a lot of these are things that only admins can do. So if you only have editor privileges, don't worry, you can never accidentally delete your page. And those are just the settings. So into messaging, when it pops up, I promise.
I will say, guys, just while it's coming over, if you do find that your affiliate maybe is getting low on capacity and you guys have to drop something for a little while, you can give up social media without deleting your page. You just make it inactive so that people can't find it when they search for it. But when you find that new volunteer, or you're ready to get rolling again, all of your content's there and you don't have to recreate the wheel or encourage people to follow you and like you. All your fans will be there as soon as you come back.
Yep. And so again, that would be in that, toggle that page is published or unpublished section. It would still exist. You would still have it there, but it wouldn't be, up to the public. So in the messaging tab, this is just basic stuff if you've turned on messaging. So general settings, return key to send messages. That means if you hit enter, it sends. You don't do several paragraphs. So when starting a messenger conversation, if you want to show a greeting, this is basically, we have this turned off just because we haven't really had time to write one. So this would be, people would come to your page, and when they click message, it would pop up with something saying, hey, thank you so much for contacting NAMI, whatever. Here's this, that, and the third. And that would be a cool space for you to put, thanks for contacting NAMI Coastal or NAMI whatever. Here's our website, here's our phone number, just basic stuff, just in case, people might have a better chance of reaching you through there. You can add Messenger to your website. As you can see, we have not. And so during Messenger conversation down here, you can set up automatic responses, and you can also toggle to see who's sending messages on behalf of your page. So right now we have that off. So when we message somebody, it just says from NAMI Coastal Virginia. If we had that on, it would say NAMI Coastal Virginia responded to by, Jessica or whoever you are. And again, we just have it off because I don't want my name out there. And you want it to look like it's one unified thing.
Hi everyone, this is Sarah. So we had a little bit of technical difficulty, so I am redoing this portion of our tutorial to show you how to set up instant replies and away messages. So when we last left off, Jessica had us in Facebook Business Suite and we were looking at our inbox. So this is what our inbox looks like for NAMI Virginia. You can see I sent a adorable video of cute alpacas and llamas running through the snow to, and what you see down here is actually our away message. So there are two types of automated responses you can use on Facebook, and you can use either one of them. They really are interchangeable, but there are certain aspects of the away message that are a little more helpful than the instant reply. So to see what I'm talking about, you'll come down here in your messages tab and you'll pop out this lower menu. You'll then click automated responses. And at the top, you can choose instant reply or away message. We use our away message when our office is closed. So in the evening, our away message goes on at 5 p.m. and it turns off at 9 a.m. It's 8:30 this morning when I'm recording this, so our away message is still on because our office is technically not open. The instant reply is great to use during the day. It just lets people know there might be a few minutes in between when they send their message and when someone gets back to them. You can also use the instant reply if you are not monitoring your Facebook inbox as much as you should be. I know that happens. Facebook can feel like a lower priority than, say, email or the phone. But what we really want to do is use this opportunity to redirect folks to a way of contacting you that's a little bit more regularly monitored. So your instant reply might say something like, "Thank you for reaching out to NAMI Virginia. This Facebook is not regularly monitored. If you need assistance, please email us at sschmatz@namivirginia.org, or you can call and you'd give your phone number." An away message differs slightly from your instant reply in that on the user end, from the front end, when people are looking at your page, you will be shown as away. You'll have a little red dot next to your picture. And that doesn't necessarily dissuade people from messaging you, but it will let people know that you might not be immediately responsive to their message. The away message is also really good if you're going to be, if your office is going to be closed or if you are going to be away from the internet for several days. You can see over here we tailored ours to say that our offices would be closed on Wednesday, November 11th for Veterans Day because our office was closed. So both of those are really great. You can see our away message here is on. We can help you during normal office hours, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. If you're in an emergency, we provide who you can call or where you can go. And then we've got this scheduled to come on 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. each day. And with that, I'm going to switch us back over to our tutorial with Sarah and Jessica.
I'm going back over into settings. So again, I was popped out of here into what's called Facebook Business Suite. When I clicked on, I was in the messaging tab, and then I clicked on set up automated responses for during a messenger conversation. So just letting you know that will happen. It will pop you out of Facebook proper, and into Business Suite, which is a management tool, but we do not really use it. So advanced messaging, we also don't really use this. If you have any connected apps, sure. But this is really just if you're getting a huge volume of messages ever, then number one, great. That's awesome that people are reaching out to you. Number two, this just allows you to kind of curtail that a little bit. So then beyond that, that's effectively, oh, and then the donations. But beyond that, those are all, again, just like the basic, if you have all of those things set up and good to go, like you've got a greatly functioning Facebook page. You've got your settings, you've got your audience limited if need be, and you've got your messenger sorted out. There is an ability to have donations on here, and Sarah, you might be a better informational person about this. We are connected through Facebook to receive donations. So this is where you would have to, I'm 99% certain we had to upload like a verification document saying that we are a real 501c3. So this, when you have that approved by Facebook, you can allow people to create the fundraisers. So that's where, like, if you've seen people have birthday fundraisers, that's where, you know, that is allowed. People can add donate buttons to their posts, which is really cool. So people can post, like, you know, maybe they can post a cool mental health graphic or a self-care tip. Then they can add a button that says donate to NAMI Coastal if they feel so inclined, which would be super nice. And they can also add donate stickers to their Instagram stories. So we have all these things clicked. This was something that was set up prior to my acquisition of this page, but I think if it's not set up, it'll have, you know, just have a button that says get donations from Facebook. So yes. And
what you would need is your 501c3 IRS determination letter. And if you're a Model D, you'd be using ours, and we could see if NAMI would not, or Facebook would allow more than one entity to use our 501c3 if they viewed it as a group exemption or not. But it is a great resource. And what we'll probably do on the next tutorial is really talk about how you engage the people on this platform for information, for resources, so that they value the information and the services you're providing, and ultimately at some point want to help ensure that you guys continue to be viable and make donations. So a lot of that engagement tactics and strategies is what we'll go over next time. So Jessica, any last comments? Sarah, any last comments?
Yep, I was just going to say that, you know, that's effectively what you need. And then once you've done all your things, you can come over here and click view as visitor. And this is what the world of Facebook sees when they come onto your page. So all those tips and tricks are gone, and this is what your page looks like. But other than that, that is the basic for setup.
Awesome. Jessica, you're amazing. Thank you so much.